So today I wanted to do something a little bit different as opposed to my usual you can see my face type of videos. I wanted to do my everyday makeup drawer type of video, and these are the makeup products that I'm going to be gravitating towards during this spring season. These are the products that I know I can depend on when I'm not testing out new products and when there isn't like something else that I feel like I want to try out a little bit more. These are the ones that I have known for a little bit now, and I have some of them I've loved and some of them I just use them because of the benefits that they have during the springtime. And yes, so without further ado, honey, let's get into it.
Let's start with eyeshadow palettes. Now, over the springtime, I try to go for the yellows and your pinks, just very bright, very colorful eye looks. And I also do like bronzy and brownie type of eye looks, just very simple, very cutesy. And yes, so let's go through the palettes that I have. The first one is the Hermosa Flor Cosmetics Love Shadow eyeshadow palette, and this is how she looks. This is like a limited edition Hermosa Flor Valentine's Day palette, and I absolutely love it. I love the pinks that it gives. I love these two shimmer shades. This entire palette I have used and I have enjoyed every single eyeshadow, and I absolutely love this palette for my pink looks. Okay, while we're on the pink side, this is the ColourPop Ooh La La eyeshadow palette, and this one is how this one looks. And the pinks in this one don't necessarily, I feel like I expected them to be a little bit different when I purchased it, as when I received it, but I still enjoy playing with these types of pinks. Not as often, but I definitely still do enjoy playing with these types of pinks. And the shimmer shades aren't my favorites. I will say that this one especially also is my favorite. I usually just stick to like these and these. And yes. The next palette is my Essence Bronzed This Way eyeshadow palette. These palettes are super inexpensive, but the quality on these is amazing, superb. I've literally hit pan on this brown. It's like my favorite type of brown. This is for like when you're trying to go very minimalistic, and these are your browns and your golds, and this is my everyday eyeshadow palette. I use it all the time. I carry it around with me wherever I go because it's nice and cute and portable and can fit into literally any type of bag. I love it. I genuinely, truly love this eyeshadow palette, and I can't see it in stores anymore. Hopefully they aren't like discontinued, because if it is, I will definitely, well, if it's discontinued, then there's nothing I can do. But I'll be sad because I don't have a backup of this one, because I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. And then sticking with like the nude type of browns, type of basic everyday eyeshadow palettes. This one is the Makeup Revolution London Iconic Pro. I remember I got this like a few years ago, and this was in like a how do I show this? This was in like, I got it on, it was like free when I purchased a couple of things. These two fell out. I can't remember what shades these were. I didn't really use them. I mainly literally use this for this shadow, and sometimes I dip into this one, but I use it for this one. It's a nice transition shade for me, and even years later I still haven't found a shade that transitions as well as this one on my skin tone. And just sometimes it's just like the perfect look to just blend everything in and make everything look nice and cute and seamless. And yes. And then the next one, for like those days when I want to be like bright and nice and cute. Cute. The mirror on this fell out. This eyeshadow palette literally also fell out yesterday, and it keeps falling. It keeps falling. It fell and the mirror broke the first time, and then it fell again yesterday, and everything is just the eyeshadows aren't where they should be. These are like magnetic, so they do come out, all of them. And I absolutely love the monochromatic eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop. I love them. But this glitter mess, I don't like that. But I'll just put up like a picture of this eyeshadow palette like up straight so you can see it, because I don't want to have to put it up, because in case things just go bloop and then everything just falls out. But yes, love her. Next is the ColourPop, the Powerpuff Girls eyeshadow palette. This was like a limited, you know, like limited edition type of thing, with a lot of like the collaborations that ColourPop does. And this is my idea of like your pastels. This one isn't like pastel-y per se, but these shades like they come off very light on my skin tone specifically. And I do use some of these shadows, but then like this one and this one, I don't really care for them, but all the others I use them and I love them. And this doesn't, it might not give me like a very bright type of look. It's what I would use if I want to try and go like a little bit minimalistic. I know it doesn't seem like it's very minimal, but it is when it transitions on my skin tone particularly. And the cover of this is so cute. I keep it in like its box because it's such a cute little cover. And I don't know if you can see, but these are like ColourPop and their packaging. Amazing. The last palette is my Hermoso Flor Cosmetics Color Bomb. She is bright, she's giving very spring, she's giving very cutesy. And this is what she looks like. Let me just open her up. And this is what this eyeshadow palette looks like. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely bright. The pigment on these is amazing. They blend amazingly. I love this. And if you love, like, I love this. I love this. And it's perfect for a person that loves colorful makeup. This is very bright and beautiful, and I'm obsessed. Okay, so now let's move on to my complexion. Now I will say that when it comes to things like highlighter and blush, I don't really have specific ones that I go for in the springtime. I usually just go for things that are matte. I try to stay clear from like liquid blushes and like liquid highlighters around that time. I try to go for things that are like matte. And because I feel like liquid highlighters on me and liquid blushes on me don't last as long as the mattes and the shimmers, you know? So yes, so let's get into my complexion. We're going to start off with my primers. Okay, so the primers that I will be gravitating towards this springtime are these two. This one is the LA Girl Pro Prep Smoothing Primer, and this one is blurring and it is mattifying. It says it helps to smooth and fill in lines and pores. I absolutely love this. I find it really blurring. I feel like it has silicone in it, which isn't something that a lot of people like, so the texture of it gives off very silicone. I love that about that, but I know it's not something that people usually prefer, but I absolutely love this primer. I feel like it's literally my favorite blurring type of primer, and I love it. And then next is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This one says that it says that it minimizes shine and blurs the appearance of pores, and it extends the wear of your makeup. I don't necessarily know if it extends the wear of my makeup, but I do know that it is very mattifying and it does blur my pores. Not as much as with this one, but just like a little bit, just enough for me to like it and enough for me to just get away with it. But yes, this is also something that I'll definitely be gravitating towards. I feel like the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless range is my favorite all year round, but during the springtime especially, because it's hot. Okay, it's hot, and I prefer things that are like very mattifying. And yes, next we go into foundation. Now this foundation is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Foundation, and I absolutely love this foundation because it gives medium coverage, but it also gives a natural finish. It looks very nice and beautiful and natural-esque without it being light coverage. I don't know if that makes sense, but I absolutely love this foundation. I love how it looks on me, and I love how it lasts on me, because by the end of the night I look very fresh. I don't look oily, I don't look dry, I look very nice and fresh. There is like, I do get a bit glowy with this one, but I don't mind it by the time it's nighttime. So I love it. I love how it looks on me initially. I love how it looks on me throughout the day when I've worn it for a couple of hours. And it's literally my favorite. I take it with me everywhere I go, and I'm literally running out. I'm running out. Next, we have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This foundation is full coverage, very full coverage. It's also very mattifying, so you need to make sure that your skin is well prepped. But I feel like throughout the day, it starts, as it's like been worn in a little bit, it starts to give a much lesser matte type of feel. I don't know if that makes sense, but yes, I absolutely love the fact that it's full coverage and it looks beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look patchy, it doesn't look flaky, it doesn't look like you have foundation just like caked on your face. I love it, and it's full coverage, so a win for me. And then we have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. Now I've been using the shade 350 for a couple of years. I don't know how, this is my second or third one, but I recently feel like it's a little bit too light for my skin, so I started using this one. This is the 356 Warm Coconut, and I feel like currently this one is the one that looks a bit better on my skin tone and on my skin shade. And as you can see, like, I'll put up like a clip of it, of the two shades side by side together, so you can see how they look on me. And yes, like I said, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless range, love it. Then we move on to the concealers. This one is the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. This one says it has hyaluronic acid, and sometimes I feel like hyaluronic acid doesn't like fare very well with my skin tone, with my skin, especially like in makeup. Okay, I feel like sometimes it makes me itchy, but yeah, there are times when I feel like this would be perfect, but then there are other times I'm just like, I don't know. It is waterproof, and I think because it's waterproof, it will be perfect for the springtime, for the hot season. And yes, I'm not obsessed with this one. I'm not in love with it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Kind of gaslights me, I feel like, but yes. And then next we have the Makeup Revolution, the IRL Filter Finish Matte Soft Matte Concealer. This one, I feel like for me it gives like a medium. Oh, this one gives like full coverage. I feel like this is full coverage on me. And yes, this one on the other hand gives like a medium coverage, and it gives medium coverage to me, and it looks very, this one is also waterproof. Like I said, waterproof, spring, sunny days, so perfect for those. And I feel like it looks really beautiful on my skin. It's like I said, it's a medium to buildable coverage. And okay, I just feel like I'm going around in circles now, but yes. And then the third one is that I'm going to be gravitating towards this spring is this one. This one is the LA Girl The Pro Conceal Concealer. When I'm looking at it on camera now, these shades do not look the same, but they are. which is odd. I feel like this one looks a tad bit lighter, but they're literally the same shade. But anyway, so I want to finish this one off before moving on to this one, even though this one is like literally halfway. This is literally my favorite concealer. This was like the first concealer that I started using when I first got into makeup years ago. I mean, over time I've like bought a couple of these, but the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, it's been a favorite. It still is a favorite. This one is like a medium type of coverage. It gives it gives a natural finish. I love it. It gives a natural finish. It looks very like skin like, not skin like, but it looks very effortless on my skin. And there are days where I feel like things that give off like the natural finish, very like effortless, very minimal type of look, is perfect for spring days, is perfect for sunny days, when you're not trying to do too much or you're trying to look like you're not doing too much. This is the one that you would definitely go in with. And then lastly is the setting sprays. This one is the Essence Instant Matte Makeup Setting Spray, and I mean, it sets my makeup and it does give off the matte look. And like I said, matte is the way to go for me this springtime. And the other one is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this one is also very mattifying, and I love the spritzer on this. I don't necessarily like the spritzer on this one, but I definitely love the spritzer on this one. And like I said, the Matte and Fit Me Matte and Poreless range, I love it. And I feel like when it comes to things like mascaras, I usually go for a mascara that's waterproof, but I don't have too many mascaras that are like waterproof. At the moment, I don't even have a waterproof mascara, and I don't want to open another one because I have a couple that are currently open. So as soon as I can like finish maybe at least one, if not two of those, then I'll definitely go into a waterproof mascara, because waterproof, spring, hot season, perfect. And yes,